Holy guys. I feel like that's all I need to say, and most people understand the current situation where we're at with the whole election, everything upcoming, and the economy as a whole. Holy really sums it up what is going to happen these next 4 years. It's going to be super interesting. But in my mind, what I look at and what I try to think forward to is post-election, what is going to happen, where we're going to be at, what companies might see some growth with different presidents. And in this video here today, I want to talk specifically to if Joe Biden wins the election. These are the stocks that I am going to be investing in. These are the ones that you should keep your eye out for and look into even more. But holy we are in for an interesting next 4 years. Now, just as a disclaimer, I am not going to be discussing, particular politics. I'm just saying this is a completely theoretical video. I don't like getting too political on this channel here, but what I do like to think about is the future, as I had mentioned. And I like to think about where we're headed and what companies could see some potential growth. I'm not saying that Joe Biden is going to be elected president. I'm just saying that if it happens, these are the companies that I'm going to be looking at. I'm sure I could do it the other way. If Donald Trump becomes president, there's a whole different set of stocks that I would consider investing in, and I'll make a video talking about if Trump is re-elected. If you guys are interested in that, if this video does well. So make sure that if you do enjoy this video, if you want to start a little series out of it, make sure to smash that like button, leave a comment, show some support. Let me know what you guys are thinking and what companies you might be investing in if either president wins the election. I'd be interested to know, and it's definitely nice to get a little bit of a watch list out there for myself. So let me know that. Looking forward to some of those responses, guys, and let's just get into the video. So from a holistic standpoint, let's just take a step back and consider some of the beliefs of Democratic presidents as a whole. What is mainly focused by a lot of them is environmental issues. So what I can derive from this is that companies that focus on green, renewable energy are going to do relatively well under Democratic presidency. And I think that we're kind of hitting that turning point where people are really, really focused on environmental issues, with wildfires in California and everything kind of heating up. No pun intended there, but everything kind of heating up on that side of the world. Basically, what we're going to see is more focus on those companies trying to help them thrive. And we're going to see a lot of steps forward in the environmental and green aspects. So there's a lot of great companies that you consider when you're thinking about renewable energy, when you're thinking about companies that provide different types of ways of generating energy. One that sticks out to me is Brookfield Renewable Partners. And right now they're trading at $53.50. So this is a relatively cheap energy stock that we could see a lot of potential, a lot of future potential out of them, especially under a Democratic run president. So some issues focusing on purely environmental aspect of things is that the Senate is primarily Republican run. So it's going to be hard for some of those bills to get passed, but I do think that we've kind of hit that turning point. We're going to see a lot of forward progression, forward momentum, anything that comes to green energy. And, the Green New Deal is a huge policy that Biden likes to touch upon. So it'll be interesting to see where they head from here. Now, talking on that fact, what's interesting is the corporate tax rate, which is going to go up very high under President Biden. If he does become president, that tax rate is going to go up to a pretty significant percentage, which honestly, it doesn't really matter. I kind of agree in some aspects and disagree in others with it. I wish that some of those environmental energy companies that are really focusing on bettering the economy, bettering, the environment itself would get more of a tax break, but it'll be interesting to see what actually comes out of that. So one other company that I'm focusing on, and it's really on the radar for most investors, and I'm sure you've heard of it before, Tesla, obviously, because of all of the forward progression that they've already made and everything that is going to come with Tesla. And I feel like they're really part of this next upcoming generation. Everybody loves Tesla right now. I know that Elon Musk and their management has at times had some qualms, had some hiccups.
It's legal, right?
It's totally legal.
Okay.
Is he inhaling?
But really, I think they've got their act together and they're starting to progress a ton on that front. And what we're going to see that over the next 4 years, their stock would go up from all of this forward progression. And we'll see if they get any tax breaks, tax initiatives, anything like that. I could see that being part of it as well. So it's just something to keep your eye out on. It's something that's really important to me and a lot of other investors out there as well. So Tesla would be a really, really solid option as well. I also think that on the healthcare side of things, where Joe Biden kind of fell short of a lot of the other Democrats in thinking that, not everybody is going to get Medicare. It's not going to be Medicare for all. There is going to be a requirement process to get Medicare. So I think that healthcare companies are also going to do very well during the presidential rule if there is a Democratic president as well. So that's something like United Healthcare Group. I like them personally. That's who I use actually through my work, and just looking at, their offerings and how their insurance really breaks down. I really think that this is a very solid option for a lot of investors investors as well. So if you want to look at them, I would take a deeper dive into the United Healthcare Group. As a dividend investor, they're sitting around 1.7% yield, which is not too bad, but it's just nice knowing that you're going to have that influx of cash. And that's something that I really hone into on my investments right now. What we do know is the past several presidents have really tried to fix the healthcare issue. And I don't think that we're going to be, shifting away from that anytime soon. So it's a really, really hot industry to get into, and one that you might want to consider adding to your portfolio if you don't already have some healthcare stocks in there. Now, obviously, this is a super political kind of ideology in looking at this particular stock. There is a lot of potential here, but also it could go very negatively very quickly. So it's just something to consider moving forward with your portfolio. One thing that I really like to hone in on, one company that I have been investing with has been Realty Income. They're a real estate investment trust under the new, corporate tax rate, where you can see a lot of benefits from real estate investment trust. This is a very solid option to see future potential growth. Now, the issue is a lot of real estate, we've seen a huge shift due to the pandemic. A lot of companies are shifting to be remote, and they actually don't need to renew leases, and they can start, straying away from that physical location to save money and, better their company. But the thing about Realty Income is a lot of their properties are for companies that really need on site. So you got shipping companies like FedEx, there's UPS locations under Realty Income as well. And then on top of that, you have retailers that really, really need physical locations like Home Depot out there, Lowe's. They're huge warehouses that they actually need the location to be able to store goods, get goods to people, and they need shoppers to be able to come in freely, pick up, construction material, wood, screws, anything that they need, doors, they have a lot of stuff in there. And I think that that type of retail isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon. I know we've seen a huge shift to online retailing, but for construction purposes, for some of those companies, I think Realty Income is really solid because that's what makes up a majority of their portfolio. I would hesitate to say that I'm going to be investing in a lot of different REITs, but I would be confident saying that under a Democratic president, I would likely be bulking up my position in Realty Income. Another reason why I would invest in them is because you can get around some of the tax, changes that are upcoming. So if Biden were to be president, it's likely that the corporate tax rate would be 28%, which is pretty high. But the thing about REITs is if they pay 90% of their profit back to the investors, if they do it in the form of dividends, they can actually get around that tax. So you're going to see a lot of investors kind of shift towards some real estate investment trusts. If you can find the solid ones, like Realty Income, in my opinion, then you're going to do really, really well. And if you can get in early enough, you're going to see a lot of these, you're going to reap the benefits over time here. What some people are predicting is a inflation of the dollar, quite significantly under a Democratic president. And there are several reasons that really weigh into that. But honestly, one thing that I'm considering doing, and I know a lot of the viewers out there, a lot of the subscribers on this channel have recommended, is to invest in gold to diversify. So I could see myself in the future definitely weighing in on the gold position. Not sure how heavy I would go into it, but we saw this in the Obama era where gold was doing extremely well compared to the dollar. So it'll be interesting to see if that kind of repeats itself. It almost seems like we're set up to go through a similar phase, similar period of time where we're going to see the value of the dollar. It's going to go through inflation, and gold is going to remain, relatively stable and even go up in value. So that's just one thing to consider as well. There's so much that goes into it, and these are really the main companies that I'm considering. So for gold, it would be something like SPDR. Gold mini shares would be something that I'd be interested in getting into, weighing myself into, and seeing where that takes me. So with a lot of interesting things coming up in the next election, we're going to see a huge shift in the economy one way or another. There's going to be several different stocks that benefit under each president. Again, let me know, what do you see yourself investing in with Biden as president, with Trump as president, whoever it may be? Let me know in the comment section. I'd definitely be interested to hear from you guys. And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out, helps me with the YouTube algorithm, get this video out there and grow my channel. So thank you so much, guys. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe and stay healthy.